Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your April connection session. I am Princess India. If you're new, if you're family, welcome back, my friend and whatnot or whatever. I'm sorry, Scorpio. I'm laughing because I'm legit thinking about you guys soul session from April. And I know now that if I ever post, a Scorpio uh soul session like in the wee hours of the night, to be prepared, because there was a whole nother group of people that were in my comments. I was like, all right, that's fascinating. So I literally just thought about that. But anywho, welcome to your connection session. We're going to be looking at the energy between you guys as well as a person of interest. Then we're getting into a more specific spread where we're going to be looking at how this person of interest thinks as well as feels about you. So starting us out, Scorpio, the energy representing you all. Okay, let me cover up her body for the month of April is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So here is the dealio, Scorpio. You guys are more or less in an energy in the month of April to where it's not really so much of a desire to invest in anything, to be quite honest. For some of you, this could literally be financially, meaning like if you're dating, it's not really wanting. So I mean, this would be like on a guy or a masculine side, is like not necessarily wanting to invest anything financially. For others of you, it could be literally just not wanting to invest too much energy into people, or not wanting to get your hopes up, because I feel there is some element here of, having been burned in the past and kind of approaching connections or relationships with your best foot forward and kind of, being optimistic about it and things of the sort, and that not necessarily having worked out for you. So it's kind of going into connections at present, or if you guys are dealing with someone at present, it's just really not wanting to invest too much. So it's just kind of like show me, for lack of better words. Not saying that you're sitting back and like telling the person to jump through hoops or anything. It's just kind of like, okay, you're cool, I'm talking to you, but it just kind of is what it is. I'm not, making wedding plans in my head for the future. It's just kind of like, let's see where this goes, if this lasts long, like whatever kind of approach to things. And it's not really wanting to go out of your way for someone. So it's like you were talking to someone and they didn't call you back. Like you're not gonna, try to figure out like why you didn't call me back. You're just gonna be like, okay, or if a person doesn't, try to, make dates with you and stuff like that, you're just like, okay, cool. It's just doing kind of the bare minimum, if I could say it that way. And I mean, I can't hate on you for that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just where you guys are at present. Now, with your person of interest, child, your person of interest, they're showing up as the Four of Wands. So your person of interest, I mean, they're not really necessarily stable. I mean, I don't know, child. Your person of interest could literally be unhoused. You know what I'm saying? This could be a myriad of things. This could be your person going into anywhere from them going into foreclosure or being evicted to them just not having stable housing at present, or your person just not being in a stable place in their life. Like, I mean, this could be them just not feeling stable with themselves. But whatever the case, they're not really on solid footing at present. And I mean, if that's the case, like if this goes back to, like I was saying initially, like a financial type of thing, Scorpio, I totally don't blame you. Okay. Because I mean, I can't hate on people. I mean, if y'all dating somebody that's unhoused at the moment, I really don't blame you for, not cash apping them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a little sus. But I do feel with them, they're in a transitional period in their life at present, but there is no stability whatsoever in this person's life. Now, the energy between the two of you, we have the Justice card. Wait, let me see. Okay, yeah, the Justice card. And that's Libra energy. Child, look, there is a karmic lesson here. I'm not even going to front. I'm not even going to lie to you. There's a karmic lesson to be learned here between the two of you. But there needs to be, how can I say this? There needs to be there. Oh, I mean, I have to say it literally. There has to be a balance here. And I'm not saying this necessarily with the other person. Gosh, how do I say this? Because I'm literally seeing the scales. I'm seeing the scales doing this, like trying to come to a place of balance between the two of you. It's almost like, Scorpio, with this particular person, there's something that needs to be seen. But you can't, and I'm just going to say, y'all came up in Taurus's readings. I mean, it might not be you, but I mean, Scorpio energy heavy. But it's like there has to be a equalizing force here, because I talked about a Scorpio person and Taurus of how they were like overly course correcting, like overcompensating, like something goes wrong. And instead of coming to like this place of balance, like if we think of it like the Likert scale, like Scorpio was here, and instead of coming to center, it's like going all the way to the other side. So it's like, to solve this problem, I'm going all the way over here to solve it. Like I had no boundaries and my no boundaries were violated. Now I'm going all the way to this side and I'm having like 10-foot boundaries now, type of deal. I feel with your dealings with this particular person, it's something that both of you are intended to learn from each other, or how it is you're fraternizing with each other or dealing with each other. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the two of you have to be together. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be together. It's just kind of one of those things where the two of you cross paths and you're both the idealistic partner to work this particular thing out for. But I feel what the ultimate goal is for both of you is to come to the center of the Likert scale. You feel what I'm saying? So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, when we think about a Likert scale, it's like a number line that we learned in school with the 0 and like 1 to 10 and like -1 to -10. I look at life on a, didactic scale like this in so many words. And how it is that we transcend that is by, coming to the learning of a paradoxical existence, which is existing at that 0 point, but knowing that we're oscillating between those two extremes, but not going all the way to one side or all the way to other. So I feel with this person, and they're not telling me too much about your person of interest lesson. It's something with them with instability. Oh, well, never mind. They just said that. Your person of interest, I don't like that. With them, it's like learned helplessness, if I could say it that way. And I feel with them, with dealing with people, it's a lot of being rescued. So it's like when stuff kind of goes awry for them, it's someone always rescuing them from their situations, And with you, Scorpio, I already feel you coming into the situation where you really ain't got time. You ain't trying to rescue nobody. That's not your stilo. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like the two of you are opposites. Like this person is used to people bailing them out of situations. Scorpio is used to bailing people out of situations, but Scorpio has come to a point where it's like you're over that, but your person is at this place to where they need help. But like having a person who's not going to help them puts them in a position to like rescue themselves, type of deal. And this gives you an opportunity. This is so weird. I'm just going to say it this way to save time and not try to find words. But it's almost like Scorpio watching a person kind of suffer in a sense. But because, I don't necessarily feel that things are too deep between you guys. So there's no emotional vested interest in like, I have to save this person or I have to help this person, if it's making sense. Like if this was someone that, you dated for 10 years, then it's like you couldn't sit there and watch a person kind of flounder like that. But I feel because it's kind of newly coming into this, there's no vested interest. So it's kind of like, that's not my problem type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. Now, getting into your more specific spread here, and, hopefully you guys know how it is that I do this, because I've been saying this in every single reading for months now. But we're looking at their fleeting thoughts, their conscious thoughts, their subconscious impression slash projection, as well as their feelings towards you. And the first card out we have is the Hanged Man. Interesting. Then we have, that's Aquarius energy, by the way. Then we have the Three of Cuppies in the reverse. That is funny. They don't see you as a fun person. They see you as very stuffy and serious. The next card that we have, oh gosh, this is stalking us. This is the card that picked up your energy for me. We have the Page of, this is weird, the Page of Swords in the reverse, and in their conscious thoughts, oh wow, we have the Two of Wands in the reverse. That's fascinating. So, okay, with this person, they see you, Scorpio, as someone who's very personally accountable and someone who's very sober-minded, if I could say it that way. Like a person who literally takes personal accountability for things. If you do something wrong, you're going to take your L, admit at fault. But with this Three of Cups in the reverse, they do see you as a tad like stuffy. Like more or less they perceive you as someone who doesn't really know how to have fun. Now, mind you, not saying that you are like this, right? Or that, this is kind of, nailed in stone and this is how they're going to perceive you forever. This is their fleeting thoughts. So this is just kind of information that they're weighing in reference to you, but they don't necessarily see you as a person who plays around. You know what I mean? They don't see you as a person who wastes time, someone who, gallivants around town, fraternizing and, not taking care of responsibilities. They see you as someone who's, pretty stoic, a person who's really about your business. And, you just don't have time for BS, for lack of better terms, right? But in some sense or another, they do kind of feel like you have a level of pettiness to you. You know what I'm saying? And wonder if you're kind of like watching them in a sense, And this is interesting for me because this person, I don't know, I feel weird vibes with them. I feel this really goes back to, and I'm saying weird, let me say what I really mean. It's almost kind of like childish a little bit. If I could say it that way, it's kind of childish vibes that I get from them. And I wouldn't go as far as to like say like a gold digger, but like I was saying, learned helplessness. It's like I feel with this person, they're very concerned with how they come off in their image that they project out into the world, And it's like, in a sense, they're kind of hoping that you buy into that. Because I don't know, it feels like an insecurity thing to me. It's like this person feels kind of like the facade that they put up or the role that they play. And I don't know why social media keeps coming up, because that came up for Taurus too. It's like, because I was saying that with Taurus of how the person like how they construct stuff, well, how Taurus construct stuff on social media. But I'm saying the same thing for y'all. Well, not for y'all, but for the person that is connected to y'all. But I feel with this person, it's either through social media or how it is that they present themselves in life. It's like a facade that they have up. Like I said, potentially this person being unhoused. It's like this person, couch hopping or, living with their best friend temporarily, but it's like what they're projecting out to the world, you would never think that. It's almost like you would be shocked to find out that this person is like couch surfing, because the way that they present their lives on social media doesn't seem like that at all. Like you would never even get like an inkling of a thought about that. It's like, oh, they just got money like that to where they're jet setting and staying in different hotels and stuff. You wouldn't think that the person is literally unhoused. Do you feel what I'm saying? But I feel with this person, it's kind of coming from this place of their own insecurities with themselves, or their thought or perception of themselves, their inability to be able to take care of themselves and feeling the only way they can connect with people is through this, right? And and I'm saying all of that to say is their hope is that you're watching them, or like, and like I say, social media would be the best example of this. Like, this person is hoping that you're going and looking at their social media so that you're buying into, what it is that they're projecting out, because they feel if you were to look at that, then you would be like sold, if that's making sense. You feel what I'm saying? So overall, they're seeing you as like a no nonsense, stable, no bullshit kind of person. But it's almost like their thought of themselves as if they were to come to you as they are, or to tell you the truth about where they are in life, or that they're unhoused, you know what I'm saying? That you wouldn't be interested, but they're confident that with the image that they're projecting out to the world, if you were to delve into that, that's what it is that would bring you in, if that's making sense. I hope and pray that that's making sense. Now, with their conscious thoughts towards you, they have the Two of Wands and the reverse. So it is a little bit of insecurity. Like I was saying, it's a fear of you not wanting to move forward with them, or not wanting to take them seriously, or not wanting to commit to them. So here's the thing, Scorpio, I'm going to say this. The thing that's a little concerning for me about this, like, and I'm not going to say gold digger, but I feel like I have to say that because I'm not really a fan of how this energy is kind of matriculating, because it seems too strategic for me. It's almost like a person has sized you up of like, okay, they're not into BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're a straight shooter, they're not about BS. This is a very, sober-minded, stable, personally accountable person. But I've constructed this image of myself, right? And I know you'd be interested in me off of this image that I've constructed, right? But if I were to come to you in my natural essence or my natural form, you may not be interested because of this type of person you are. And I'm kind of worried and insecure on if you'd want to move forward with me, right? Because Two of Wands in the reverse, it's in the reverse. However, the energy is here. So that's saying to me, this person's desire consciously, what they're aware of, is wanting to move forward with you. So here's the thing. With you being in this place, and like I said, if this is a financial thing, with you guys showing up in the King of Pentacles in the reverse, like you got the money, but you ain't given the money. And this person having this pattern of needing to be rescued because they're unstable. The reason why that's concerning for me, because this would be like, gold digger kind of behavior. It's like a person who's coming after you for what it is that you can offer. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's a karmic lesson for both of you, because I feel like with Scorpio, if you stick to your guns and continue to be sober minded coming into this, I feel like you could see in this person what it is that I'm seeing. You feel what I'm saying? But with you sticking to your guns, that gives this person this opportunity to almost have an aha moment of like, I need to get my shit together type of deal. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, I mean, it's not necessarily saying you got to be with this person per se, but I feel like that's why the two of you are crossing paths. But I have to say, Scorpio, I would be kind of cautious about this, because I just don't like that. Because that's kind of, to me, it's very much like setting someone up for the okie doke and, reeling someone in on false pretenses, and that's never good. Oh, good goodness. Okay, that scared me. Okay, there's someone at my door. Hold on just a second. Sweet Jesus, that scared me. Sorry about that, Scorpio. So anywho, so getting into what really right now? What just happened?
Is this that's not connected to
anything. What just happened? Hold on, let me see. Let me share my screen again.
I'm about to say I must look it up.
What is happening in America? Let me see. That's so strange. Did we freeze? Okay. Wait a minute. Wait, what happened? Let me see. That's so strange.
It just went out.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay. Let me share this back. My apologies, Scorpio. I had a computer malfunction. So anyway, I was saying all of the stuff and the things about how you should be leery about this person and whatnot because of the stuff and the things. But anywho, moving right along. So into their subconscious impression. Okay. So we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. If I say Pentacles, I meant Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords in the reverse. Okay, this person, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. With this person, I don't want to get too deep, but we're gonna have to. What it's looking like for me is a maternal figure for this person did not set a very good example. So I'm gonna pretty much say with this person in particular, this really kind of feels like, well, I mean, it could be a female or a male, to be honest. It feels kind of feminine to me, but I mean, I could see where this could be a male as well, to where it could, you know, they could have feminine aspects to them. Well, I mean, honestly, I mean, if this was a straight guy, it would have to be a maternal figure who their mom would have been a tad neglectful and a gold digger, for lack of better terms, and more or less used like males to kind of up her ranks or to secure her stability. So that would be where this comes from. So whether this person is male or female, if they're male, they are behaving in a dark feminine aspect. But if this is a female, she's still acting in a dark feminine aspect. But I feel that this behavior was more or less modeled for them. So if this is a feminine figure, they would be kind of embodying that maternal figure. If this was a male figure, he is still embodying this maternal figure. You know what I'm saying? To where I've watched mom kind of model this behavior for me of the way that you get up in the world is by the relationships that you're getting into. And this person would have that same mentality. So what I would say for this Scorpio, like legit, this is a karmic-y kind of connection between the two of you. But I would say even more so, this is something you need to be abreast of and be careful of, because this is like very much a karmic lesson for you guys, you know? Because with this person, of course, with this being their subconscious impression, this is something they're projecting on to you. So they're more or less opportunistic, to say it in the most simplest terms. This person is opportunistic. And when they're thinking about getting their lives together or leveling up, they're not considering like, oh, you know, let me go get a job, you know, let me save some money, let me get a side hustle, you know. It's with them more or less, let me go get in a relationship because that's going to fix my problems. Because if I don't have stability and my person has stability, therefore I am stable, right? And the thing is, I feel past tense, like I was saying in the beginning, you guys have experienced this before. It's like you've encountered people that have taken your kindness for weakness and taken you for granted and taken advantage of you. And I feel why this would be coming out like this. Maybe there's the potential to where, you know, the fluff, like I told you, the false persona this person is projecting, it could be a possibility that you could fall for that. if you really paid attention, like I said before, you could see that this person is like everything I'm seeing, you could see it too if you really paid attention, you know? But I feel like there's probably 9 times out of 10 how karmic lessons be showing up, child. It ends up feeding into a part of you that is wooed by stuff like this. So like say if you have, I don't know, I'm going to say something really corny. If you have like a heart for people who love animals, right? It's like this would be a person who loves animals. Or if it's like a toxic thing, if you have like a toxic attraction to people who like, you know, have neglectful parents or something like that, and you go into caretaker mode, it's like this person would kind of be showing up in that weakness. That's a weakness for you, you know, to where you could get caught up in that, like wanting to save the person, that you could completely overlook all of these red flags. So I feel the karmic lesson for Scorpio would be seeing these red flags and paying attention to this, you know? But like I said, it's like they're projecting onto you almost like you're opportunistic. So whatever the value is for them. So say if they're like super attractive, right? You have the money, they're super attractive. They'd be looking at you like, oh yeah, Scorpio wants to be with me because they want to have me on their arm because that's going to make them look good. When you're not even thinking like that, but they're perceiving you to be that way. So they kind of look at it as a fair exchange. It's like, I get to be here pretty or handsome, and you're over there with the money. So it's like, you know, it's a, you know, give and take, if you will, but you're none the wiser, right? Now the person's feelings towards you, oh child, this is not a good card to have. This is my other karmic-y card, because I have karmic-y cards in this deck, and this is one of them. It's Judgment in the reverse. You know what I'm saying? So this person having Judgment in the reverse as feelings towards you is really not, it's not good. Simply put, it's more or less, and I guess it could be a good thing, they're kind of looking at you. And I don't think they would see it this way, but I'm saying it for what it really is, Scorpio. It's almost like them seeing you as a sucker. But I don't feel like this would be me looking at the situation and saying that, but I don't feel that this person has that thought in their head, like, oh yeah, like Scorpio's a pushover, they're a sucker type of deal. I feel in a sense this is also speaking to the power that you potentially have in this situation, that they're greatly misjudging you. It's like them having the perception of you as you being a sober-minded, personally accountable person who, you know, doesn't fraternize and gallivant and things of the sort. I feel like that is a minute, you know, perception of you in comparison to what's really going on behind everything, you know? So if I were to make this make sense, I could say this like in a spiritual context, right? So say if you're like spiritually gifted, right? You're awakened and aware, right? Like you just being personally accountable and not having time for BS, like that pales in comparison to a person who has like psychic gifts, you know, and is woke. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just this little piece of what they think they know about you or how they think that they've sized you up that pales in comparison to what is really going on with you, right? Like they think that, you know, oh, they might be a little scared, they're a little closed off, or they don't like to have fun. It very well could be that you discern in their spirit that something, you know, is kind of ripe in the buttermilk. You feel what I'm saying? But with this all in all, this person's desire for you or this person's draw to you, it is a very karmic-y draw. But that says to me, especially with this being in the feeling space, as well as this justice being between the two of you, this is almost kind of like if there's been things you've been working on up to this point, like, you know, with the eclipse and all of that stuff, if there's if you're at a point in your life now to where you're trying to make a pivot and trying to make a change, especially in reference to this, like codependency or, you know, rescuing people, whatever the case, it's like this is almost like that final lesson. And well, I wouldn't even say final lesson. This would kind of be like that final test, if we could say it that way. Like, it's almost like you say you want to walk this new path. Well, here is the thing you've been working on for all of this time in your face. And it's like, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to take the path of, you know, the new road that you're trying to walk? Or are you going to approach this the same way that you have every time before? Wouldn't suggest doing that, because you're going to start over in a whole new karmic cycle. So I feel for this person, this is more beneficial for Scorpios to kind of step onto the new path, as opposed to this being about you guys fraternizing with this person. Because I'm pretty sure for the Scorpios that resonate with this, how I've described this person, I would assume this person is very much like every person you've probably dealt with prior to this person. Like there's some similarity with this person and a lot of people that you guys are kind of like over it at this point with, you know? So I just feel this is kind of like a temptation to fall back into old habits. And I hope you guys don't fall for it, because, you know, this is not what's hot in the streets right now. But anywho, Scorpio, that's been your soul session. I mean, your connection session for April. I wish this was a lot more lovey-dovey, but I mean, you know, it's better to, what is that thing I said last time? To be forearmed or forewarned, or however it is that saying goes. Y'all always say it in the comments when I screw it up. So help your girl out. But anyway, I love your freaking face, Scorpio. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends. Let's see if I can cut this thing off. I think I can do it. Okay. You know, every time this happens, what I ask y'all to do, like to put broccoli and cheese in the chat. I don't know if y'all are going to do that, Scorpio. Y'all don't usually be having time for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you could do that for your friend, Princess India, I'd really appreciate it, since I have to awkwardly sit here as I wait for the camera to turn off. That would be nice. You know? Okay. I think I can go now. All right. I love your face, Scorpio. Broccoli and cheese. Okay, bye.